Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Oh, it's Crazy Story Day, and this is one of my favorites for Jack Lowe, the host of Via Shanti. We miss you. So this guy goes to his rabbi and complains that his mother-in-law just moved into the house with all her furniture, and now he feels completely stifled and claustrophobic with himself, his wife, his kids, and now the mother-in-law with all her stuff. So he goes to the rabbi to ask for advice. It's very simple. Bring the chicken into the house. What? The chicken? Yeah, bring the chicken into the house. So he brings the chicken into the house, and of course, now he goes, bark, 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 bark. And there's chickens running all over, leaving feathers, shitting over his. He goes back to the right. This is intolerable. Now the chicken has made it much worse. Oh, I understand. Okay, so now bring the cow into the house. What? That's right. Bring the cow into the house. Bring the cow into the house. Now not only does he have the chicken going, rack, 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 he has the cow going, and dropping cow pies all over. Are you kidding me? Goes back to the rabbi, says, this is worse than it was before. Oh, really? Worse? All right, there's only one thing to do. Bring the pig into that. Pig? What? He's not a kosher Jew. Bring the pig into. No, we can't do it. I'm telling you, bring. Can't. Goes back to the rabbi. I can tell. This is living hell. Says, all right, take all the animals out of the house now. He takes all the animals out of the house. Goes back to the rabbi. So, how is this? Oh, it's a pleasure. You can't imagine how much room there is, and now I even like my mother-in-law. All right, so I don't know if that would solve your problems, but that's how this guy did it. Anyway, the journal writing, my friends. The archetypal warrior, your inner champion. Has your warrior found the throne worthy to be loyal to? Otherwise, you're a mercenary. That's where you're willing to commit yourself for the good of the realm. So how do you discipline yourself to serve the dictates of your inner royalty that has the good of the realm? So this is what's called the line of aggression. Not necessarily violence, but aggression in the sense to go towards the goal, to strategize in order to get what you want, get victory, but again, serve the throne worthy to be loyal to. So think about it yourself, discuss it with your friends, what I call elevating the conversation, or get back to me. Let me know how you do it. I'll let you know how I do it. All right. So one of the craziest things about yoga is people say, well, maybe it'll get better if I don't do the pose. No, you have to just learn to work smarter, not just harder, and subtler. Because when you look at the pictures in the book, those plates are not moving. But in the moment, when you're actually doing it, there's these variations in your body's ability to handle the pressure and align with all the other parts of the body simultaneously and synchronously. So remember, you got to put in the work, but you got to do it in a smarter way than you've done it before. Now, I mentioned my dedication to Jack Lowe. Every one of us has different kinds of tributes and memorials with the deepest regard we have for the loved ones that are no longer on this plane. It's really important to honor your ancestors, and not only just your own ancestors, to the general sense of human loss, the grief, the mourning that happens when things go south, and especially when people pass out of your life, whether it was a good death, whatever is a good death, or, a death that you judge as being, not the way you think you would want someone to go out if they're like sick and unconscious and not connected to family. Whatever it is, make your little descansos, your little rests along the way, and be thankful for the people who passed through your life and gave you the gift of knowing a human being to such an extent that you love them enough to miss them when they're not there. Now, psychologically speaking, we have a little precocious inner magician or inner witch when we're younger that before it develops its mature form of the manipulator and the denying innocent one, in its adolescent form or childlike form, you have what we call the know-it-all trickster. The part of you that sells itself on its appearance. You're looking for a sucker. You might be verbally abusive. You might be smug. You might have that cockeyed grin on your face. But you depreciate other people and you deceive yourself when you're a know-it-all. But the flip side of that is the naive dummy, the one that pretends doesn't know anything, lacks personality, lacks vigor, lacks creativity, is unresponsive, could be labeled as slow, but always knows far more than they show. Even if their physical behavior is inept, it's probably masking some kind of grandiosity underneath the surface. So the dummy is also a trickster, although it seems like people are tricking him or her. That's not the way it is. So reflect on the part of you that thinks you know it all or pretends like you don't know squat. Now, I'm not going to say that I think machines are going to save us completely, but technology is not going away. We're the most tech society that there is, even though I think the way the Chinese are using technology is much smarter than what we're doing. But they are prosthetic devices, extensions of ourselves. And I think the computer culture and what AI is going to be leading to is going to create a new kind of aesthetic. If we can find a way to code them in a way that they won't be like Terminator trying to take us over, but support the best human values and show us the way that we can jam with each other in a state of unity and realization that we're interconnected with everybody and everything on the planet. So we're going to create our own morphic field, our own gestalt of knowledge. Everything connects to everything else. Can't leave anything out. And when you look at just the simple changes that have happened from the games we used to play that were kind of technologically sophisticated, like pinball games, to now what virtual mechanisms do and provide us, got to find a way to include them and give them a human face to the extent that we can. And then we can learn in our life what is waiting to be redeemed by consciousness, what has been lost or blasphemed that we have to revision it, come back to it with a better understanding. We're like Narcissus. We've alienated ourselves from our own being and we yearn to be reunited with it. But when you look in that pool, is it your ego reflection you see, or is it divine being within you? It depends on where you're going to put your attention, I guess. So even though a lot of the affirmation teaching seems to be saying you're the one who's going to create your own reality by the thoughts that you have, nothing is more unpleasant than to not be where you want to be and have someone tell you, well, you're the creator of your reality. Oh boy. But the truth is that to have the spiritual demonstration, to demonstrate your spirituality, you have to have what we call an all-in policy. Can't be halfway. You have to really want to do this, and you have to make your life with the Spirit first priority. Like they say, since God is everything, offering God second place is offering God no place. Love God with all your heart and soul, and all these things will be added unto you, said the Scriptures. So how do you do that? Well, when you realize the presence of Spirit within you or with anybody else, always salute the presence within them. Conditions begin at once to improve. It has ever been thus, and it will ever be so. I hope you find that truth for yourself. Have a great day.